You're tuned in to Spiritual Wellness with Sonia Cole, airing every second Saturday, 2 to 2:30 p.m. on Wellington Access Radio, 783 AM. Now, I did have a session with you yesterday, which I have to say was amazing. Your technique was quite different to anything I've actually experienced before. The one thing that I remember specifically is that that place in the womb was amazing. I felt like my head was still attached to the God energy, if you like.
Yes.
And that meant that I had this feeling of, do I really want to be here or not? You know, it was very much a presence that I felt.
Yes.
And I felt very energetic. I definitely didn't feel physical in the womb. I knew that I was in there, but I wasn't in a solid body. And I felt really like I was vibrating.
Yes.
It was really quite funky. I've never had that before. But then I've never done this kind of journey quite like this before either.
No, that's right. And we got some really interesting stuff in there too with your session, which was fantastic. And that's one of the key reasons. It's really a wealth of information there, but it's also that energetic experience, which is why with the type of hypnotherapy that we do with the Hypnoenergetics, the more and more we sort of experience these different places, and we discover the real power of energy, the more we can sort of start to understand where hypnotherapy can go once it embraces working with energy in various aspects of our lives, and the womb is a great example of that.
Now, why it was really funky for me and why my experience was unique was because I was born a triplet. And so while I was in that womb experience, I could telepathically communicate with my siblings. And I knew that one of them wasn't going to stay here, and sure enough, we had a stillbirth. And I just knew that she had only wanted to have that experience of being in the womb for a short time, and that she didn't die at the delivery at all. She'd actually chosen to leave earlier as a soul. Now, I have no idea whether her heart was still beating prior to the caesarean section, but she had made that choice. And that was really powerful because it was her choice, no one else's. It wasn't the fact that someone had failed in the delivery room. It was, as a soul, she chose to experience the womb and then go back to where she had come from. And then as we were premature infants, I was also aware that I also had that choice. Do I choose to stay here in earth and, come into life fully? And even then, as the weeks went by, I found out that I was separated from my mother. She was sent to one hospital, and I and my twin sister were sent to another. And I was aware that that love connection between the mother and the infant was so important, so vital to keep me here, because it was an anchor. And I didn't feel I had that in those very early stages. And that left me vulnerable. It left me thinking, well, do I want to be here without my mother's embrace, without her gaze, her love holding me here? And for obvious reasons, I chose to stay. And then my mother and I and my twin were all reunited again. But that was amazing for me to learn that.
And I love that with having sessions like that, the incredible healing that can be done in the womb through gaining the awareness of why certain things have happened, how they've sort of transpired from a higher level. I think it's a really healing experience for people to understand what's behind certain experiences that happen through childbirth, or and allowing that sort of that knowledge to come through for them to really do some of their own healing in a space that we normally forget about. Once birth has happened, we really tend to leave that behind.
We do, don't we? We put no importance on it practically.
No, that's
it's
right.
So profoundly important and
Absolutely.
So miraculous.
Yeah.
And the other thing that happened in my life is that my twin sister then went on to have cerebral convulsions some months later and developed cerebral palsy. So that also showed me that she chose that experience too. and that was as a soul to grow. And so she's still alive and still has cerebral palsy, obviously. But that just showed me the power of our individual choices. We choose as a soul. No misdemeanor or accident has happened to us that gives us this life experience that we have.
Yeah, and I think it's being in that state, in that really relaxed state, and journeying into these places is what enables you to really open up your mind to the ability to be able to understand things at that deeper level.
See things differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are no victims out there.
No, that's right, and I think that's the thing that I love the most about hypnotherapy and hypnoenergetics is it's really a space where people can sort of strip away all the conscious chatter that goes on and really look at things in their lives truthfully and really look at it honestly and really see answers that have always been there for them, but they just haven't seen because we have so much going on in our heads today. So many things clutter our mind. So it's really beautiful to be able to enter into a space and really look at ourselves honestly and really get those surprising moments where we go, wow, that actually feels right for me.